Hi, folks. Chief Meteorologist Nate Lilia here, taking a look at the tropical update for June 5th of 2020, brought to you by the good folks at Pine Belt Gutters. We've got a lot happening out there. We've got, Tropical Storm Cristobal, of course, and then we've also got another wave out there getting ripped up near the Greater and Lesser Antilles. But nevertheless, another wave out there, and there's probably one back in behind that as well. But we're going to focus first on what's happening with Cristobal out here, now getting back out into the open Gulf of Mexico, 480 miles off to the south of the mouth of the Mississippi River. Easy for me to say. 40-mile-an-hour wind, winds gusting to 50, now down to 998. This was as of the 7 o'clock update, moving to the north at 13 miles an hour. You can see that there is some dry air getting pulled into the center of the storm. That's why you can see that the center of the storm is actually reasonably exposed, and all of the big thunderstorm activity is off to the east and northeast side. The cone takes this thing up through the Louisiana, parts of Mississippi, Arkansas, and then well to the north, and actually up to the Great Lakes and into Canada. Now, this thing's going to be moving way north. It'll be up on us as we head through the day on Sunday. Slide in here a little bit closer. I don't have the timeline on here, but that one line there with the tropical storm indicator would be as we head through 1 o'clock in the morning on Monday morning. So this is anticipated to make landfall sometime Sunday afternoon or evening, and then continue to move off to the north as it does so. Latest from Futurecast showing that as we head through the day on Saturday, afternoon showers and thunderstorms, maybe some into the evening as well, loosely associated with what's happening with Cristobal. Then we've got at 7 a.m. passing showers, maybe even some thunderstorms before we turn things into just regular old rain as we head through the day on Sunday. Landfall again into the afternoon and evening. This is when the heavy rain begins, and there is going to be some very heavy rain across the area associated with this, as well as the potential for some brief and weak tornadoes and a fair amount of some pretty gusty wind as this lifts off to the north as we head through the day on Monday. Wind looks like this as we head through 6 o'clock tomorrow out of the east at about 5 to 15 miles an hour. And then as we head into the morning on Sunday out of the northeast at about 5 to 15 with gusts to 20. Then as we head through the day and into the afternoon, kind of east-northeast, at about 15 to 25 miles an hour with gusts to 35. Then as we head through the overnight hours, now we're talking about sustained winds out of the east and southeast at 25 to 35, even approaching 40 miles an hour or 45 miles an hour in places. Before we get winds back out of the south and southeast as we head through the morning on Monday, and then into Monday afternoon, wind continuing at 15 to 25 miles an hour. Rainfall totals, somewhere between about 5 to 8 to upwards of 10 inches of rain across the area as the storm moves ashore and moves across parts of the Pine Belt. So the mixture of a fair amount of rain as well as some reasonably gusty wind is going to lead to the point where we end up having some trees perhaps come down in some places. So your Cristobal potential here showing that everywhere gets rain and wind gusts to 30 miles an hour. Many places are going to see some pretty heavy rain and some wind gusts of 40. Some places up to 5 inches of rain, wind gusts to 45 miles an hour. We can't rule out the opportunity for a brief and weak tornado. And then there are going to be a very few places, but some folks out there are going to see, again, up to or more than 8 inches of rain, wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour. We can't rule out the possibility for a brief tornado. So there's a look at your tropical update for Tropical Storm Cristobal for June 5th of 2020, brought to you by the good folks at Pine Belt Gutters.